My whole childhood you talked about yourself, bro.
Right.
And you don't give a
It's not my fault.
I don't care.
You're not going to fault me for that. That's like the magic bullet. I'm not biting
You
your magic
are
bullet.
the only parent in the house,
I'm
bro.
so bound. I'm not
You
biting
the only
magic
parent
bullet.
in the house. That's why I gotta do this. I gotta do for
brother
my
was
daughter.
murdered, and you're
Bro,
not
you
going to tell
still
me
talking
that I
about
was robbed at
yourself.
gunpoint.
Why? Why are you talking about yourself, bro?
Because you think you're being selfish right now.
How?
Because you're screaming at me. You should respect me.
Let us take a moment. We can have a conversation because the pain. It's pain.
Hi, and welcome back to Everything Lynn. I'm Lynn. On this platform, I discuss trending topics and also I just give life advice based off of my own life experiences. So there's been some videos circulating on TikTok where some parents of adult children or teen children are venting to, the viewers saying, my kid won't talk to me anymore. They've grown up. They've decided to go no contact with me. I don't understand. This seems so unfair and blah, 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 blah. Most of the comments under those videos are people just calling them out on their BS. Like, no, it's not just your kid suddenly up and decided to not talk to you. That would take a lot for your kid to just up and not talk to you if you were a good parent, So obviously it's something that you did or didn't do when they were children. I saw that video earlier today and I just had to jump on it and say a couple of things. Like, did you guys notice that young girl was sitting there screaming, like just so frustrated? She was practically begging her mom to hear her, validate what she's trying to say, or even let her say it in the first place. And the mom could have just been, she might as well have been a stone. She was absolute brick wall, just showing no emotion, and then got really, really defensive and was like, nope, not gonna take this. Nope, you need to respect me. Nope. This just all happens too often. It's just so hurtful and damaging when you're trying to explain to somebody that you love and that you care about, in ways that they might have hurt you. And they're just not having it, especially when it's coming from a parent, somebody who you're supposed to be able to express yourself freely to, you would think, but you're just getting shut down at every turn. And all the while, they want a relationship with you, right? They're like, why don't you tell me things? And it's because when I tell you things or when I try, this is what you do. To put this into context for some parents of estranged kids who might be watching, here's a scenario. Imagine it's just you and one other person in the room. It's just you and them. They stab you. You just stabbed me. No, I didn't. Well, there's no one else here who could have done it. Well, the knife was getting too heavy to hold. I had to put it somewhere. So you put it into me? Why would you do that? Oh, come on. You're acting like it hurts so much. You didn't die. I'm bleeding out. I've been stabbed before and I didn't die. You will be okay. Parents of estranged children, you have got to learn to acknowledge and validate and maybe accept a little bit of the responsibility for the damage that you've caused. With children who are just frustrated, as the young woman that we saw in the video, accepting some responsibility and acknowledging some of the damage is one of the only ways that you're gonna see some growth in a relationship with your children again. Some of these kids so desperately want a relationship with you, but you've got these unresolved issues lingering around. It's literally triggering to be around you. I know it's hard. Maybe some of you just haven't, some of you didn't even have the tools in which to acknowledge your feelings or how to cope with your feelings when someone's not satisfied with you, right? So I understand that it's hard. You don't even know how to acknowledge what you've done, right? Gracefully, in a graceful way. But you're gonna have to, because life's hard. It's like playing a video game, You're gonna have to get past this level first before you can move on to the next level. Otherwise, you risk, forfeiting and losing the game altogether.
I'm just tired of being disappointed by her.
Yeah, grieve it. Instead of saying I'm tired of being disappointed, say I'm no longer disappointed. Change the language. Grieve that relationship. It died already. Set clearer boundaries. And also remind yourself that I am my own rock. I always have been. You hear me? Those are the steps that I can tell you that's going to allow you. So just remind me again, what you going to do when you leave the show?
Grieve the relationship so I can heal.
Then what you going
And
to do?
shut the door and leave it there.
Boom. And then what you going to do next?
Set boundaries.
Great. And then the third thing
And
is
be my own rock.
remind yourself that you always been. You got it?
What a powerful exchange. I just love that. I love Karamo. So in watching that, we see that she's ultimately resolved to perhaps just not having her mother in her life altogether, which is what a lot of young adults and teenagers have chosen to do with their parents when they realize, you know, I'm hitting this brick wall. I can't get through to them. They won't even acknowledge, they will not acknowledge anything that I'm trying to say. They won't validate that I've been hurt by their parenting, right? So, you know, that's just where the relationship goes. It's like, I can't be around you. But that's why these parents are on TikTok saying, where has my kid gone? They don't even realize that they are somewhat akin to the mother that we saw at the beginning of this video. So I definitely understand, you know, if you're a kid that's estranged from your parents and you've resolved that there's just no getting through to them, you had to find your peace, dope, you know, I'm in full support of that. For the rest of us that are going to be going through this grieving process, you know, and maybe considering going no contact with our parents, something that may help you along is perhaps considering, like, something that I had to do was consider that my parents, you know, they were children of the silent gen, right? The silent generation. So these are people who are parenting with very little example as to, like, how to process emotions, how to process feelings, how to, like, how to show up for their kids. You know, the silent generation, more than likely, like, a lot of them were like child laborers, right? Like, they had to live through, like, the Great Depression, very, very hard times, and live with parents who were like, feelings, no thank you, not right now. We are too busy focusing on survival, right? So a lot of things may have happened to them, even traumatically, that they didn't get to process to the parents of our parents I'm talking about. And, you know, they just kind of, this is life, I guess, you know, and then passed that type of parenting down to their kids, our parents, you know, where they kind of did the best with what they had to, with the tools that they had to. Not saying that that's an excuse for them to have been how they were, you know, because there are some kids who had, like, utterly abusive parents. I'm not giving them, like, any passes at all with that at all. I guess what I'm more so speaking to are the kids that could have seen a relationship with their parents, but they were hitting that wall, you know, just like that young lady was at the video, you know, because their parents simply lacked the skill set. They simply lacked the comprehension to be able to meet them with where they are on that. They didn't have good examples, you know, and we could say, well, that's not an excuse, you know. I didn't get a good example, but I don't do my kids like that, or I wouldn't even dream of doing my kids like that, you know, when I become a parent. But, you know, consider too, you know, we had the Fresh Prince, we had Family Matters, we had Full House, we had cartoons even that showed, you know, what a healthy parent-child relationship should be. You know, we saw those kids, even on Full House, Family Matters, Fresh Prince, like, express themselves in a healthy way to their parents. And we saw those parents sit and think about, like, what their kid was saying, and then meet them back, you know, in an appropriate way. So we had some examples, if you were able to watch TV, of course. But so we don't have to, but it would be good, and it would help you to go along this grieving process of perhaps not talking to them anymore, when you consider the idea that they didn't have it. You know, they don't have it, they didn't have it, they're never gonna have it. And that parents are people too, you know, like, we're flawed. And I hope to God I don't wind up passing on some of these traumas to my kids. Anything that I've gone through, I hope to shield them from that. Like, I show up for them as much as I can in every way that I can. But I understand too that maybe sometimes I'll fall short. And I hope that they give me the grace that that I've learned to give my parents when I sit and think about, you know, all the ways that they really dropped the ball, you know. But I will definitely do my part and acknowledge it if they ever brought something like that to me. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this topic. I felt so moved when I saw that video, and I was like, oh my God, bro, like, like it really just touched me, and I had to, you know, get it out to you guys. What do you guys think? Are you going through things like this? You know, what do you think what do you think is to be said about the fact that so many kids are finding themselves estranged from their parents in these times now? Leave your comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe.